Star Wars Galaxy of Hero Places and Atesh Ordo, and today I'm going to be looking at a friend of mine's, or a family member of mine's, brother-in-law's account, Fredricson, and I got permission to go ahead and give some tips. I was given this permission like a month and a half ago, and I haven't gotten around to it. I kept putting it off, so I'm going to go ahead and get to it so I can help him out mainly, but I'm also doing it so he can look in the video description below, get some ideas from everyone else. Now, I will say, yes, I'm kind of doing this somewhat similar to how Warrior does his roster reviews. However, I am not going to be doing 100% a bunch of roster reviews. I'm only do it for a few friends and whatnot to give them some tips and strategies and stuff like that. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So it looks like Fredricson, your arena rank is, well, of course, he has been away from it he's had like at least a 3-5 month, I don't know how long, break from it, which I will say that will hurt you. It's hurt me, so it will hurt you. But yeah, let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and get started with it. And so first off, this is your arena. I will say you definitely want to look towards working on Barris keep working on her slowly. You'll definitely want her, you definitely want this ability Zeta'd, because once it's Zeta'd, anytime any of your allies are critically hit, they gain 20% health, which if they critically hit and only do like 5 to 10% health, you're going to be, erasing that damage and increasing health instead. So Barris is still a great option, but I do want to give you some options for arena to improve, because your 6,000 arena rank needs to go way up, way up. So let's go ahead and look at the most famous and infamous squad, and that is Rebels, or faction, I should say. So there's a few different ways you can go about this, because you are level 66. So you got a ways to go before you really get a good meta team. This is the area, the way I would suggest going towards. So for arena, got something in my eye. So for arena, I would suggest, since this is the Rebels you have right now, I would suggest looking into farming Wedge. I will be bouncing back and forth. Oh, I got some. Oh, okay, that's that. Sorry about that. So you Wedge. Where's the orange jumpsuit guy? One of the two orange jumpsuit guys. Let's see. He is on Cantina 6F. So if you can work hard to get up to Cantina 6F, Wedge Antilles is one of the best characters to have as a ally on your teams. So, whoops, I forgot to go. Man, I'm doing good. So Wedge is someone you really want to start working towards as well. But to get there, sorry, I got to go back all the way to his name. To get there, I would suggest making this team that I kind of suggest. Like, yes, you could do the option of a Phoenix team going Hera Syndulla, Kanan Jarrus, Chopper, Ezra Bridger, and I would also go towards using Galactic War tokens for Zeb Aurelius. You want Zeb. The team will actually have a good survivability. So I would start. So that is one direction you can go, so that you can work hard towards the Cantina, and eventually get it to where you can sim the battles, so you don't have to battle them over and over and over again unless you want to. But you hit the sim and just use up sim tokens for that. But that is one direction to go. So the second direction, another way to do it with high damage and some survivability, until you get Wedge. You'll want Wedge to be your ultimate leader. But you want Akbar as the leader. You want Biggs, because he does call and assist. Once you get Wedge on the team, Wedge assists Biggs as well as another character. So you have 3 characters doing a ton of damage. A ton of damage. So you want Akbar, Biggs, with what you have. I'm kind of working with what you have. So Akbar, Biggs, Rebel Scarif Pathfinder is a great option. He's a tank that dies and he'll come right back. Yes, I know you have to like work towards getting gear and stuff for these characters, but I would ultimately work towards them and then eventually replace what you have in the arena. Because the arena, once you start working on the arena, you'll start earning more and more crystals, which will allow you to unlock certain characters in, or you'll be able to get refreshes so you can unlock characters faster, or you use characters to unlock other characters, stuff like that. And I would 100% recommend using ally points to get the Bronzium, but I'll talk about that later. So I would say Akbar, Biggs, Princess Leia, Chopper, and Scarif Pathfinder. Princess Leia, because Biggs can call Princess Leia and she'll have a chance of doing a triple attack, which that'll really chew through an opponent's character. So they may have the tankiest character, but you just, chewed through it. At least until you get Wedge. And then once you get Wedge, you'll want Wedge, Biggs, Scarif Pathfinder. You can use Akbar and then Princess Leia. So those are some options to work with towards. I know your Luke Skywalker is pretty good, so you could put him in there instead of Chopper. But the reason why I say Chopper is he has 2 special abilities. Cantankerous Clinker and Metal Menace. And they both are attacks that do not do damage. Along with Princess Leia does have one. And Akbar has 2. This means with his leadership, rebel coordination, in addition, whenever an ally uses an ability that isn't an attack, they call a rebel ally to assist. So you could essentially have Chopper uses taunt ability, and he'll call Princess Leia in to assist, or he'll call Akbar or Biggs, and those 3 are like decently. Well, Princess Leia is higher damage dealing than Akbar. Akbar is a support. But you can have a chance calling Biggs and Princess Leia. So those are a couple of ways you can go. But I'm going to go ahead and go through as I go. But yeah, so far you're doing pretty well. So another thing I will note, I see you have 4 Jawas. You will eventually, for the mod challenge, this is the mod challenge you want to, once you get up there, obviously, critical damage mods. Jawas, a lot of people, like me personally, I personally like having the critical chance mod with the triangle with critical damage, and all my mods critical chance, so I'm critically chancing more, doing critical damage more. But a lot of people prefer, which it makes sense, having 2 critical chance mods and 4 critical damage mods. That way you're having huge damage when you actually critically damage. Even though at times you won't do the critical damage as often. But I just run it that way. It's just, right now it's easiest. Every now and then I get critical damage mods for certain characters. But yeah, Jawas are really essential for critical damage. So going back over, I know it's tedious, so I have to do this. It's my setup at this time. So Fredricson. All right, so going back to your inventory, that is one aspect. Let's see. I'm just going to look at droids. Droids aren't even... I wouldn't worry about droids too much. Yes, I could say maybe 3-4 months down the road you could start farming droids, but you want a good arena team first. That is one of the big things. The next farmable characters you want to work on is Scoundrels. Scoundrels is because about every week or so, depending on their random generation setup, there will be a credit heist and a droid training, droid heist or whatever event, and you'll want Scoundrels for it. So unfortunately, you only have 3 Scoundrels, and that's going to be a little bit of a challenge. So right now, Chewbacca would be good to use. Greedo would be good to use. But the characters you want... I'm going to look at mine. The characters you want to use... Probably some of the best characters you want to use for these heists are... Well, you want Boba Fett. He's probably one of the better leaders for this. IG-88 is one. IG-88 is an option. He can be farmed in the arena store. So when you go into the arena and you go to redeem, yeah, it's the arena store there. You got Boba Fett. Boba Fett is, I guess I'll just show. These are the farmable areas. Plus, he's in the Cantina battle store. So when you do your Cantina battles, build up your Cantina tokens. That is where Boba Fett's going to be. So there's 2 more added. Yes, you could still keep Chewbacca. He's not bad as a option. But eventually, basically, you want my top row plus Lando in my second row at this point in time. You know, so my top 7 characters are some of the ones you want to choose from. Granted, Han Solo is the hardest one to worry about. I wouldn't worry about working on him until you get a guild that's actually doing heroic, and you're able to at least have a 7-star character throw in. That's probably a ways off. I would say you probably start farming towards Han Solo probably 3 to 5 months from now, depending on your speed of working towards the characters and what guild you're in. Stormtrooper Han is farmable also in the arena store. He's a really good tank. He's a squishier tank, but he speeds up your team when he's taunting and takes damage. So he's really good. Chewbacca, again, he's the basic tank you get at the beginning of the game. Yes, you want him. Cad Bane, he's farmed in Galactic Arena. You want him to be easily, he's not bad. He's one of the ones I've used. Like at the beginning, I used Boba Fett, IG-88, Stormtrooper Han, Clone Wars Chewbacca, and Cad Bane. And Lando Calrissian's another one. Now, yes, you could do the option of doing a full bounty hunter team. And the best bounty hunters for that are Boba Fett, IG-88, Dengar, Zam, and Greedo. Or you sub Greedo out for Cad Bane. So yeah, those are the options. Well, there's only 6 there, but yeah, those are the options for that event. Those are the characters you could start looking towards getting. Granted, yes, you'll want to start farming some other characters at other times. I do need to go back to one character, Wedge Antilles. I forgot there's one place you could start farming him. I will admit, I don't remember right off when you get ships, but if you actually are able to get ships, the fleet shipment is where you will get have a chance of getting Wedge. Right here, Fleet Arena store, and he usually shows up in the Resistance pilot spot. So you'll want to look for Wedge Antilles there. So every time there's a refresh, Wedge Antilles is the one you want to farm towards. So that is those 2. Since you are early on, yes, I would still suggest working towards you can start working towards depending on the guild you're in, because you are in Dark Helmet Schwartz Return. Spaceballs reference. Anyways, if they're getting really good, yes, you could do what I did and just threw random teams in, did as much damage to help your guild as possible. But there are some teams for arena that you can start working towards. Probably the easiest one right now, because you don't have a Zeta ability for Vader yet, because you haven't even you're not even to the point of being able to farm Zetas. Zeta ability material mats would be Tebow. You want Tebow as the lead because he gets stealth, and then he also has, I'm looking at yours, it doesn't have the abilities out, but once it's maxed out, he's able to take down turn meter from the Rancor and the Gamorrean. So you want a Tebow led team. Let's go to Empire really quick. Royal Guard's good on that team. You can still opt using Darth Vader. I'm going with what you have, and yeah, you want anything to do with turn meter removal, adding speed down, which is why Royal Guard's really good with that. His basic has a chance of throwing speed down on the Rancor. You're slowing the Rancor down so that you can do as much damage as you can before he attacks each of your characters and takes them out. And I don't think you're high enough to assist in, let me look at all of your inventory for the AAT raid. I think you have to be 6-star and higher, which you are not. And if your guild is doing them and you at least get your first 6-star character, and they're still able to at least beat the AAT raid, I would just throw in that one character, let it die. You get 0, but you're still able to get the rewards, so it'll help you speed up your credit gain, your guild tokens, stuff like that. So yeah, this is kind of some of my thoughts on how your roster can be, improved by. Granted, this isn't like Warrior's channel where he goes way in depth with it. Especially since you're like way down here compared to some of the characters, because he usually works at people that are ranged between 75 and 85. So if you ever do look at Warriors, if you ever look up Warriors Presents, he does have a new channel he's trying to convert over for just the roster reviews, and you can check out other people's rosters, see what they're using, see what they're not using. Of course, you're going to see, for Fredricson, you're going to see a lot of people using Commander Luke Skywalker. Yes, you could start working towards that, which means you need a 7-star Imperial characters, 5, then you want the Rogue, not the Rogue One, A New Hope characters, which would be Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Stormtrooper Han, R2-D2, and... Man, I'm going blank. Oh, I don't even know if you have it. Because I'm going blank on who it is. So Stormtrooper Han, R2-D2, Princess Leia, Stormtrooper Han... Wait... No, R2-D2, Stormtrooper Han, Princess Leia, Luke... Oh, and Old Ben. Old Ben, that's who it was. Man, I was going blank, so I don't think you have Old Ben on here. So eventually you will want him. Luke Skywalker, or Commander Luke Skywalker is by far, and I'll show you who it is. Commander Luke Skywalker... Oh, he's not active, that's right. It's easier to find him that way. This guy is probably by far the best character in the game, which a lot of players do not like, and I don't like it because he's not a Jedi yet. And he has 6 abilities. 3 are Zetas. So, yeah, Commander Luke Skywalker is just way... To me, he's overpowered. He's way overpowered. So, and I do want to finish up on a note that I want to show you what Zeta abilities can do for a character. So, this is what it says for Number Crunch before, as you can kind of scroll through. And then at the very bottom, once you get the Zeta, which are these ability mats, Zeta ability materials, then you'll need a bunch of Omegas and Mark 3s. Don't want to search for them. Dang it. And you actually add a huge bonus to 90% of the characters that do get Zetas have a good bonus added to their Zeta. Unfortunately, characters like K2SO, their Zeta just adds 1% max protection. It gains 1% max protection whenever he takes damage. It doesn't recover it. It's just this one's just an ability that just does not help him as much as it should. So, but yeah, that is a Zeta material. Because I know you probably don't. You're getting back into the game and you're still, looking into it. So, those are some of the characters I would suggest starting to farm. And then over time, watching some of the roster reviews, stuff like that, you can eventually, get your team really good. But again, the Rebel team that I suggested at the beginning is probably one of the best ones to start off with. And then start working towards some of those bounty hunters and scoundrels I suggested. So you can... Because it seems like it's at least once a week you get the training droid event, and no, those aren't. That's right, it's not there. And the credit heist event, and credit heist is really good. It'll give you about 1 million to 1.5 million credits probably on that first thing, on that first tier, and then the more tiers you advance, the more credits you get. Like the credit range I can get between 1.5 million credits up to 10 million credits in one battle. So it'll eventually get up there, and you want credits because credits are super needed near the end, and you're at that point. Also, the droids are needed as well. You get some good training droids out of these events. So again, those are probably the 2 biggest ones. And then after that, you could start working on an Imperial team, start working on, a Jedi team. But for the most part, like I said, the team that you have currently probably won't get you. Will probably get you up another, keep you at 1,000 to, it'll probably keep you at close to 2,000 to 3,000, if that. But again, since you were out, I understand you were out of the game for a while, and it'll take some time to build up. But yeah, again, like I said, those are the characters I would suggest adding in. Akbar replace Barris for Akbar, replace Soldier for Biggs, Luke Skywalker for Princess Leia. I would think she would be a lot better. But I would say probably at least get Princess Leia to 4-star and Gear 7 like Luke Skywalker is right now before you really replace him. And, each replacement, over time would be the option. And again, like I said, the one Rebel, the Scarif Pathfinder would replace Chewbacca. There's some debate between the two of these, but because do or die, it says, obviously the percentages go up, but when if he has any buffs, which Akbar spreads a buff around, Princess Leia spreads some buffs around. When she does some critical damage, everyone else gets a critical chance up. Rebel Scarif Pathfinder buffs up. So yeah, there's going to be some buffs thrown around. So as long as he has a buff on him, he dies. He's revived with 5%, which is once you gear it up or increase its ability up, it'll increase that health. So it'll be 5% health and 11% turn meter for each living Rebel ally. So it's a Rebel team, so he really works well with Rebels. But yeah, again, that is the roster review for Fredricson. I hope this helps. Again, like I said, you can look up Warrior Presents. He has a ton of roster reviews, so you can kind of get an idea of where to go after a while. But this is at least a direction you can start towards. Again, like I said, Akbar, Biggs. Eventually you want Wedge, because you want Wedge the leader over Akbar. Akbar is there to cleanse, kind of heal, etc. But once you get Wedge, that is the replacement. Then you'll want Wedge, Biggs, Akbar, Leia, and Scarif Pathfinder. For the time being, until you get some other characters you can work towards. Also, just a note, I don't think I've looked at it. Another reason why you want a lot of crystals is you can farm for three shards. You can farm characters at 100 to 150 crystals. So the more crystals you have, the better off you are. Holy cow! I forgot to do this. And sometimes Baze Malbus. This is a couple of characters I will also say start working towards. Chirrut Imwe, he is found in the Fleet Arena store, and he is now found in the Guild event store. I don't know if your guild is adequate to do the new territory battles, but territory battles is going on right now, and if you were in this guild when it started just the other day, a couple of days ago, then you'll be set to help at least the guild out and get some some guild event tokens, and Chirrut Imwe does show up in there. And Chirrut Imwe works really well with Baze Malbus. Again, this is another, a couple of characters you can add in. And these two would eventually, once you actually get these characters after a while, Chirrut Imwe would replace Akbar, and Pathfinder would replace Baze Malbus. And then you have a decent team until you get going later on. And then I can do another roster review later, a couple of months from now, and see how you're doing and go from there. So, but for all those that are watching this for some educational tips, thanks for watching. I appreciate all that you guys are doing. Please like, comment, subscribe. And if you guys have any more tips for Fredricson, please throw it in the comments below. Maybe I missed something. But yeah, again, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. And you guys have a wonderful day.